So I picked up again since the last video, and it did get a lot worse, to the point where you asked me to leave.
I'm Bibba, and this is Adam. We live on the cliffs of Cornwall in the UK. We love to travel with our two children, Tamani and Pablo. Welcome to our world. Like and subscribe for the ups and downs of real life. So,
Hi!
Our next video is that we've got like nice footage for is a lovely walk that we did.
That's a surprise, isn't it? That's going on another walk.
I know. Well, there's not a lot to do at the moment, to be fair. We tried to do... We filmed lots of the walk, but we tried to talk on the camera.
We tried to do
stuff.
this that day, like to have a chat with you guys all about what's going on for us, and
but it didn't go very well.
Didn't go very well because
this walk basically was around Christmas, New Year time. So it was when
it was after that.
Maybe after that, but it was at the time where Adam was really trying hard to not drink, basically, and to get into recovery.
Failing miserably. Well, not failing
miserably, but
not doing a very good job.
Working at it, but not necessarily achieving what he wanted. It's very difficult to then talk about things, and although we're trying to...
Well, my head doesn't work when I'm in that position.
But also for me, it's very difficult to talk about things because Adam is quite, when he's in that space, is sort of in denial about it.
Shut down.
And it's maybe not, he doesn't want to accept that these things are happening and that it hurts me and it hurts our children and it has effects on everybody else. So it's very difficult to talk about it when he's in that place. So basically we couldn't do it. So now we're going to talk to you about where we are now. But also, we're going to still show you the footage of, because it was a beautiful day and it was stunning footage. So
very muddy.
Very muddy. I fell over. We didn't catch that on film.
You've been falling over a lot recently.
No, I haven't. That was the only time I've fallen over. So we'll show you that footage whilst we're talking about what's going on now. So from that point, it actually got a lot worse. Your drinking.
Yeah, it did.
The last video we talked about addiction, you were 5 days sober. Since then, he started drinking again.
I'm on day 12 of sobriety, clean and sober for 12 days. But it did. So I picked up again since the last video. And it did get a lot worse, to the point where you asked me to leave.
I did.
Twice.
Yeah. I got to the point where it's no longer... I was so kind of lonely in a way, and so it's just so boring living with someone who constantly lies. And I don't mean that in a horrible way because... it's true, but I do manage to separate the addict.
But it's lying
Adam.
about the drinking and using, and that permeates out into the rest of your life. Like, you know, I'm not a liar.
No,
I'm not dishonest in general life. Like,
no,
but
that's what I was just saying. Is that it's Adam is two different people. He's Adam, this is Adam, but then when he drinks, he turns into this. He turns into a different person. Now, he's not violent and he's not horrible. He's just a different person. And until you live with someone like that, who has these two different personalities, it's very difficult for people to understand. So if you don't live with someone who's an addict, then, you know, don't worry if you don't understand that concept. However, for me, that's what it's like. I live with two different people, and that person that I really, really despise was the person I was living with. That was the addict. And I'd had enough. Why? I do. I've told
You love this one though, don't you?
Yeah, but I told you so
passion.
many times before that I actually hate that person.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I hate that
I
addict.
don't. But I'm not best friends with him.
No, but it got to a point where I couldn't carry on. I don't want to live with somebody I hate. So unless he's going to choose to be that other person, because I can't choose that for him, unless he's going to choose that, I don't want a part of it. And for the kids, it was not good. For me and what I needed for myself and a relationship that I want to be in, this was not it. So that's why I asked you to leave.
Yeah. Well, you asked me to leave on the Saturday.
Sunday.
No, Saturday first. And I said, and we were outside talking about it in the field.
That was Sunday night, because you weren't at a meeting. It was a Sunday.
No, it's happened 2 nights in a row.
It was Sunday and Monday. Promise.
Anyway, so the first night, you said, all right, enough's enough, you've got to go. And I'm like...
And I had warned, it wasn't like this was out of the blue.
No.
I had said to you previously, if you're going to carry on like this...
You pack my bags and I'm gone.
Yeah.
I was asked to leave, and I...
Refused.
Well, first I pleaded for me to be able to stay, and then I refused. And so that kind of brought me another day, reluctantly from you. But let me speak.
I wasn't
You were
speaking.
about to open your mouth. But I did it again the next day. At which point you asked me to leave again, and.
And both times, I have just like to point out, I was absolutely deadly serious. This wasn't just an empty threat. We've done empty threats.
Yeah.
There's been so many empty threats.
But something changed that night for me. Because I don't want to live like that when I'm like that. I don't want to be waking up every day feeling guilty, feeling full of shame, remorse. I don't enjoy being 2 stone heavier than I want to be. I don't enjoy waking up with a headache. And the amount that I was drinking, I don't think, I know for a fact that it's just not sustainable for anybody, because ultimately I'll just end up killing myself. So that morning, something clicked. Dog, get down. Something clicked in my head, and that night I got on the phone to people. No, I went to a meeting.
You went to a meeting.
I went to a
but
meeting.
You were drunk.
And then I spoke to people after the meeting, and I just made a decision. It's like, right, this has got to change. Something's, and not necessarily for you and the kids.
No, and that's what needs to happen. Is addicts won't change for anybody else. Yeah, people won't change for anybody else. They've got to do it for themselves. They've got to get to that point.
That was it. That was my point. Like, over the last 12, 13 years, I've had 4 relapses, and this last one being the 4th. But I don't count them as individual. It started last year in the first lockdown, so around, I don't know, April, May, I can't remember now. But the blocks for me to recovery are ones of ego, pride, believing that I can solve my own problems, that I can solve everyone else's problems, and my life. I get to the point in my life where I've got so many balls in the air that I just can't cope, and I get to that point where I allow life to get too much, and I need to block it out because I can't cope. The last week, it's just been. It wasn't easy to go from drinking as much as I was to nothing. Some might say it's a pretty silly thing to do, just to stop completely straight off the bat. But I'm still here.
Yep.
Wasn't a very nice couple of days, but I get to wake up now. My routine, my daily routine. So I'm part of a 12-step fellowship who they make suggestions. There's a basic text that we follow that gives guidance, and I think at last I've actually grown up enough to take it on board and to have acceptance around the fact that I'm never going to change. So I've got two choices. I either embrace who I am and embrace change and have a good life, or I don't, and I'll drink myself to death.
And lose everything in the process.
That kind of happens when you die.
Well, yeah, I know that. But yeah, okay, fine. But
so each day now, I have a structure to my day. Like, it's my mornings and my evenings. So in the mornings, I get up. I get on my knees to say prayers. I don't believe in God necessarily, but I believe that something's keeping an eye on me and looking out for me. But for me, it's more of an act of humility that I can get on my knees and just and in my head say, look, I know that I need help today. I need help with lots of different aspects of my life, but not for me, so that I can be a better person for the people I love, for the people who I come into contact every day with as well, like somebody at the shop, my customers at work, all of that sort of stuff. I need to I ask for help in just getting ads out the way, because my best efforts in the last 12, 13 years, some of the stuff I've done has been absolutely amazing, but some of it that led me back to drinking has been a pile of shite.
Yeah, it's your ego constantly gets in the way. You think you can do it better than
other people, but better than I have done it previously. So it's like I'll just keep going, I'll keep going, and it was like that when I was drinking. It's like, right, okay, tomorrow, okay, all right, I'll drink today, but I'll stop tomorrow, or I can do something better tomorrow that will make me not want to drink.
Yeah.
But the fact is, tomorrow never comes. So I wake up full of remorse. It's like, right, I'm not going to do it again today. Start to feel better throughout the day. 4 o'clock comes, I want to have a drink. But I don't just have 1 or 2 drinks. I drink a litre of vodka of an evening.
You don't anymore.
I don't anymore. But if I drink, that's what I drink. That's,
Yeah.
I don't have a couple of 3% lagers. So 12 days. I feel great. Like, everything's got easier. Work's got easier. We're not arguing.
Yeah. No, it's.
You've fallen back in love with me again.
That's one thing that is difficult. Is the trust element. And that's what I'm working on at the moment. Is building up that trust, because, like I said earlier, the lies, the manipulation from the addict is very difficult to be able to trust again.
But in some ways, the drunk Adam has conditioned you to hate him. And that's just the way it is. It's easier for me as an active alcoholic to be like that if you hate me, because then I'm like, right, like, I don't want to swear, but like 2 fingers up to the world, like, and then you're in self-pity. You're in self-pity, and it's like, pour me another drink. Whereas actually, like on my 12th day in, I couldn't think of anything worse right now than, I know it's early days, of course it is, but I've got help around me. I've got people I can ring every day, which I do every day. I'm in contact with people who are also in the same 12-step recovery fellowship, and it's just, I've just accepted that they're my people, and I need to be around them.
And they're not bad people to be
around. They're ace. I love them to bits. But I'd stay away from them because I want to drink in the past. Yeah. So I stopped going to these meetings, these 12-step meetings, about 5 years ago, 6 years ago. And no, I stopped going about 3 or 4 years ago. Yeah. Because I knew, maybe subconsciously, it was like, right, I don't think I am that bad, and maybe one day I'll be able to have a drink. And I used to try and persuade you that was the case.
Yeah.
So when we went into lockdown and reality as we knew it up until that point had changed, I was like, well, maybe in this reality, ads can have a couple of drinks and get away with it. But within days, it was like 2 mouthfuls of vodka up to a litre of vodka a day.
Yeah. But you know that obviously happened for a reason. You needed to get to that point again. You needed to get to a point to realise.
Yeah, I've never given in to. I've never had full acceptance around
No.
who I am.
But what we'll do is a couple of things.
Yeah, I'll do if it would help people. I'm quite happy to do a relatively in-depth video about my drinking history and how I've ended up where I am, maybe, and what I do daily that I know is helping me now.
And also, I'll do some videos as well about what it's like to live with an addict as well. Some of the things that have helped me to be able to sustain a relationship of sorts whilst living with an addict, basically. Why are you smiling at that?
No. Still difficult for me to hear you say things.
Is it? Why?
Yeah, because I've done it, or part of me has done that.
Right.
But it's all right.
The other thing I've done is I've set up a Facebook group. So we have a joint Facebook group called, it's a page, so anyone can join it, anyone can just like it and see what we're putting up. We'll put these videos on there, but we have it. The Facebook group is called Family First Recovery, because it's about putting your family first and recovery. So that's what it's about. So anyone can join that. I also have set up a private Facebook group which will be there to support family members of addicts. So people like me, for example, wives of addicts, husbands of addicts, boyfriends, girlfriends of addicts, parents, children. You know, it, like we've said a couple of times, it affects the whole family. It's also a place where, you know, sometimes you don't need support at a specific time of the week. So there are fellowship meetings that family members of addicts can go to, and I do go to them. But I just want to create a space where people can go to when they need support, or there's somebody there to contact when they need support. And in those crisis times within your household, that there's somebody to talk to. And there's a support group, and there's people there that you can post your feelings or whatever in there. But also it's about learning strategies to help you to live with an addict. Like, it's really, really hard to live with an addict, particularly an active addict. Sorry. But you know, there is light at the end of the tunnel, and I think if we can all support each other, then it makes it a whole lot easier. So basically that group is specifically for family members of addicts, so not the addicts themselves. However, Adam is prepared to, in time, set up a group for addicts, a similar private group.
Like a lot of people will not maybe feel that they can go straight into
the fellowship, and
also have no idea about it, and maybe that would put them off going along to fellowship meetings. I'm more than happy.
And it's not for everyone.
No, to talk through my experiences and what's helping me today, and if that can help anyone, like husbands, partners.
Yeah.
So we're coming at it like a two-pronged approach, really, aren't we?
Yeah, we just want to support other people that have been through, who are going through what we've been through, so we can help people. But those specific support groups will be private. They'll be anonymous, as much as Facebook can be anonymous. Like, obviously your name will be there, but what's talked about in the group doesn't then leave the group. And so comment below the video if you think that Adam setting up a separate group would be useful to people, or reach out to Adam personally, or send a message on whatever platform you might be watching this on. Just send us a message, because We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to be able to help people. And yeah.
Yeah.
Were you going to say something then?
No. I was going to say my other group is called Downtrodden Husbands, so I'll be sending out information on that in the future.
That's funny. You're such a dickhead.
Love you.
Right, that's it for today. Sorry, long video today.
Have a lovely day. What?
Nothing.
Have a lovely day.
Bye.
Bye.